The business news, the Minister of Budget and Economic Planning, Mr. Atiku Bagudu, has sought technical and financial support to develop the 2023 to 2027 National Integrated Infrastructure Master Plan. That implementation plan, which was outstanding. The minister said this when he received the United Kingdom Nigeria Infrastructure Advisory Facility team in his office in Abuja. The minister sought the facility support for the ministry to develop a national infrastructure register to keep track of national infrastructure stock, and he said the limited capacity of the MDAs in identification and packaging of bankable projects still remains an obstacle to infrastructure delivery in Nigeria. The lead of the program, Mr. Frank Edozie, said the objective of the meeting is to introduce the program that they had been working on, particularly in the area of budget and planning. The federal government says it will support and deepen the implementation of the Extractive Industries Transparency Initiative in the management of Nigeria's oil and gas and solid mineral resources. Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Mr. George Akume, made the assurance in Abuja while unveiling the Nigeria Extractive Industries Transparency Initiative NEATI 2021 Solid Minerals Industry Report. The report with theme Impact built on blocking leakages to grow revenue, with the theme built on blockages indicated to grow revenue, is the 12th in the cycle and aimed at producing the Solid Mineral Industry Report for 2021 in accordance with EITI standards. It covers 1,214 companies operating in the sector and 3 key government agencies, namely Ministry of Mines, Steels Development, Mine and Cadastral Office, and the Federal Inland Revenue Service. The SGF said President Bola Tinubu's administration is committed to the fight against corruption in the extractive industry and other sectors of the economy. The federal government is pledged to deepen its existing bilateral diplomatic and economic ties with the government of Japan to enhance economic growth and development in the country. Minister of Budget and Economic Planning, Mr. Atiku Bagudu, said this when he received the Japanese ambassador to Nigeria, Matsunaga Kazuyoshi, in the Abuja office. The minister said that Nigeria and Japan have long existing collaboration in areas of agriculture, trade and investment, and technical aid and grants. He listed key opportunities in various sectors Japanese private sector could key into, including Nigeria's digital economy, green and blue economy, and full implementation of the Petroleum Industry Act. On his part, Japanese ambassador to Nigeria, Mr. Matsunaga Kazuyoshi, said the Japan International Cooperation Agency in Nigeria is committed to realizing a better life for Nigerians and Nigerian people through promoting high quality and inclusive economic and social development. The All Farmers Association of Nigeria has signed a memorandum of understanding with the associations of deans of agriculture in Nigeria. The aim is to deepen agricultural knowledge and interest amongst young people for the purpose of job and wealth creation against the backdrop of the country's job creation. Lara Folayon reports.
The federal government recently unveiled an 8-point agenda which targets food security, poverty alleviation, economic growth, as well as the creation of 50 million jobs. The agriculture sector, with its vast untapped potentials, has been severally described as an avenue for mass job creation. However, many young people do not want to get their hands dirty to make money and would ordinarily not consider agriculture as a career choice. The All Farmers Association believes not many young people want to study agriculture in the university and see it as a last option when unable to get admitted for other courses of interest. The group is now joining forces with the Association of Deans of Agriculture in Nigeria to help get more young people interested in agriculture.
Create awareness and redirect the attention of the youthful population of Nigeria to tremendous potential and opportunities in agriculture.
We must pay attention to what's happening in agriculture. Without it, it's very, very difficult for us to get out of hunger, to get out of the level of lawlessness we are in now.
The thinking here is utilizing creative ways of attracting young people to the sector. The objective is to stimulate, create awareness, and redirect the attention of the country's young population to the massive opportunities in agriculture through unconventional means, such as entertainment.
We are certain that this project will indeed bring about a positive change to the agricultural industry and the communities within.
For you to understand that agriculture is not about an old person, carrying a hoe and cutlass and hoe going to the farm and everything. No, but you can actually be in your suit or your babariga on a white cloth and then actually farm just in your sitting room.
Transform agriculture properly, you have to give it a business orientation. That is what Nigeria wants today. And for youth to be able to embrace agriculture, you need to give agriculture a business orientation.
The Farmers Group is highly hopeful the pact with the Deans of Agriculture will help drive the country's efforts at making sustainable agriculture a bedrock and core foundation of economic growth that sustains more livelihoods. Experts have continually maintained that agriculture has huge potentials to cut out the country's unemployment and poverty rate. Lara Folayo, TVC News, Abuja.
Asian stocks fell today as weak service sector data rekindled worries over China's spluttering post-pandemic economy, while the Reserve Bank of Australia kept interest rates unchanged, as expected for a third straight month in a row. MSCI's broadest index of Asian Pacific shares outside Japan was 0.65% lower, the highest level since August 11th. Pictures indicated that the dull mood was likely to spread into Europe, with the Euro Stock 50 futures down 0.21%. German DAX futures down 0.20%, FTSE futures 0.29% lower. A recent rally in China shares spurred by a spate of government measures to help boost the fluttering economy is quickly losing steam. The blue chip CSI 300 index, while Hong Kong Hang Seng index lead 1.5% after those markets closed their best days in over a month. Australia S&P/ASX 200 index fell 0.30%. Australia's central bank has kept interest rates steady for the third month at the last meeting chaired by the governor of the Apex Bank, Mr. Philip Lowe, encouraging speculation that the tightening cycle is over and policy makers indicated that they have firmer grips on prices. Reserve Bank of Australia held rates at 4.10% and said the recent data were consistent with inflation returning to 2 to 3% target range. It reiterated that further tightening may still be required to bring inflation to heel. Now, according to Standards & Poor's, an independent credit ratings agency, China's services activities expanded at the lowest pace in 8 months in August, as weak demand continued in the world's second-largest economy and stimulus failed to meaningfully revive consumption. S&P Purchases Managers Index dropped 1.8 to August from 54.1 in July, the lowest reading since December when COVID-19 confined many consumers to their homes. This shows that the sector continues in a downward trend despite a hike in the stellar box of office earnings and a surge in the number of passenger railway trips during the summer. Hours after apologizing over ticket sales and cancelled flights, Qantas Airlines Chief Executive Mr. Alan Joyce has announced he will retire 2 months earlier amid a series of controversies that have tarnished the image of Australian national airline. The airline said in a statement that Mr. Alan Joyce will step down on Wednesday after weeks of turbulence of the flagship carrier. Mr. Joyce, who has led Qantas since 2008, is due to retire in November. Qantas Chief Financial Officer Mr. Vincent Hudson would become the airline's first female boss, when she succeeds Mr. Joyce on Wednesday. The airline has been under fire in recent weeks amid a recent series of controversies relating to its treatment of customers' expensive airfares, flight cancellations, and its treatment of workers.